So, hello Neil, thanks for having me. Thanks for showing us the new cargo van from Amazon, the new Rivian. Let me ask you a few questions about the car and what you did and why you did it.
Sure.
So, the Rivian was developed together with Rivian by Amazon. What would you say about who company had what task in developing the car?
Sure. Hi Tobias, thank you for the question. At Amazon, we know about delivering packages and we know about the driver's day. So what we brought to the partnership was what we wanted the vehicle to be able to achieve, to be built from the ground up around the driver. What Rivian brought was their expertise and knowledge around the build of electric vehicles and their design expertise.
Okay, so now the car is here. It's going to be delivering, not only be delivered, but also delivering in the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. How many cars are there?
So we're rolling out 300 vehicles into Germany this year.
Okay, it's an electric car. What is the main difference from a fleet operator's perspective to a car that has a combustion engine?
Yeah, sure, that's a great question. So the main differences for us are understanding using a different fuel source. So thinking about what our charging strategy should be, where we wanted to place these initial vehicles, but also thinking about where we would expect to see some differences over time in terms of parts usage and so on. So I think, and those are things that we are still learning about and will continue to learn about as we put the Rivians on the road.
What would be a comparison if you look at the cost of using the car, of having it in the fleet? So in terms of life cycle, in terms of fueling or loading it or charging it?
Yeah. So again, it's a really good question. For us, electric delivery vehicles represent a strategic investment in our decarbonisation goals. And so we accept in the short term that the vehicles are going to be perhaps more expensive to run than an internal combustion engine equivalent. We expect that to change over time as the electric delivery vehicle industry grows and as more and more people choose to roll out electric delivery vehicles such as Rivian.
It's going to be more expensive because of the initial cost or because of the charging, or why do you think it's going to be more expensive?
Yeah, so there are, as you would expect, there are advantages and disadvantages in the two different fuel types. It is the case at the moment that the initial purchase price of an electric vehicle is higher than its internal combustion engine equivalent. Again, we expect to see changes in that ratio over time.
How do you calculate the charging cost in comparison to fueling costs for other cars?
So we have a number of mechanisms and calculations that we use, as you would expect, for us to work out the total cost of ownership. And we include all of the normal fleet-based things that you would expect. So we look at ongoing maintenance costs, we look at the initial cost of the vehicle, and we compare those two and make our decisions.
Looking at service and maintenance, this always said that the electric van is going to be cheaper than the combustion engine because there's far few details that could break. How do you calculate that? What's your estimation?
So we have heard that too. We agree with the logic behind that. Time will tell for us quite what those differences look to. We've got over 1,000 electric vehicles on the road in Germany already from other manufacturers. But as I said, we will expect those models to mature over time.
How long are these cars going to be on the road? Talking about years or kilometers or anything?
Yeah, so we would expect these vehicles to be on the road for at least 5 years.
Amazon is working with service providers who need to buy or finance the car. How do you make sure they are going to do that?
So they are, as you say, the delivery service partners have the opportunity to lease these through a fleet management company that we introduce them to.
Okay. And how long do you think it's going to take in Germany to have a significant amount of these cars in the field?
Okay. So the reason I'm laughing is that's a really exciting question. So for us at Amazon, we're really proud to be able to have these 300 on the road this year, and we are excited to continue that progression, not just in Germany, but also in other European countries over the coming years.
How many cars would you need to replace in Germany from your overall fleet? So now you have 300, you're starting with this?
Yes.
How many cars are there on the road in total?
We've got round about, I need to check the precise number for you, but we've got round about 9,000 vans on the road in Germany right now.
Okay. Okay. The car has a lot of features that make the working place for the driver easier, more comfortable.
Yeah.
What's the thing you're most excited about?
There are two things that I really love about this vehicle, amongst all of the other features. I love the head height that is provided for the driver, so that when they get up from their seat at their stop, they're able to walk standing up straight right through the vehicle to find their package and get out. That's something that drivers have fed back to us that they really, really value. And the second thing that I have to mention is the first of its kind fully integrated delivery app that we have.
Okay.
Within the tablet screen, which is just to the right-hand side of the steering wheel, the driver has not only navigation and all of the normal controls you might expect, lighting and so on and so forth, but there's also this fully integrated delivery app that means when they get to a stop, they are told which package they need. They are then invited to go and get it, and they're given the address and so on and so forth, and then they can just get back in when they've made that successful delivery, and on they go again. Okay. I think that's fantastic.
Talking about the technology, what are you proud of most technology-wise on the car?
I think so. The fact that we are able to have built a vehicle from the ground up with the driver in mind, which I think is unlike anything else that you will see on the roads, is something that I am most proud of.
The battery capacity, is it fixed or can it vary depending on the scenario where it needs to be used?
The battery capacity for this vehicle is fixed.
Okay, and that's for about, what did you say, 300 kilometers?
Around 200 kilometers from full charge.
And how many of the Amazon distribution districts are going to be or could be replaced with that?
Yeah, so we'll be rolling these 300 vehicles out into Munich, Düsseldorf and Berlin areas this year, and 200 kilometers range gives us plenty of opportunity to service a significant number of routes. Okay.
What's your plans for the countryside? Looking towards 2040?
Yeah, so the electric delivery vehicle market it continues to progress. We're excited to see what additional technologies are out there for some particularly hard to reach locations, but we're very comfortable with the 200 kilometer range as a really good starting point for us on that transition.
Okay, thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Tobias, nice to meet you.